So the reason why I put this up here is I want you to look at this. So we're in a different environment now. We're in the new social media environment. We're in the measurement versus engagement. Because as we say, Google Analytics will measure how long somebody spent on the site, but we've got that horrible word, engagement. And how do we define engagement? What does engagement actually mean? I could say your product's brilliant, but I think it's rubbish. You know, how do you pick that up? You know, that engagement model. So we've got, when we start off with our awareness, word of mouth will be our absolute key. This is based upon TripAdvisor. This is based upon somebody taking a holiday, okay? So you get word of mouth, your extended reach, so then you start looking around. You start looking at Bing, you start looking at Google, TripAdvisor, okay, that's all right. Yeah, I might go here, I might go there. Then you hop onto the site. I've just recently booked a holiday to New York. I would spend about 3 hours on TripAdvisor, different reviews, find out who this guy was, checked him up whether he was on Facebook, checked up any LinkedIn models, checked up any boards to see if anybody had said whether renting this apartment was a scam. It turned out to be a scam. And it turns out this guy has ripped quite a lot of people off. But I found that out down here. Fantastic, right? So then you hop on the website, you go on there. So there's metrics for the website. So within your website, you'll measure people arriving, your unique visitors, destinations where people have visited you. So that's quite cool. But when we get onto advocacy, so this is your brand evangelists. These are your people pushing your brand for you. This is the cheapest marketing tool we've got in the bag. You are going to tell him about how great my product is, and I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything for that exchange. I planted the idea in your head first. But that advocacy, that's the holy grail. That's where we want to end up. And there's different ways of doing it. Through LinkedIn, through YouTube. You get people looking at likes and different buttons. Quite customizable, okay? Quite integrable with a lot of other tools. So when we get into measuring our social media campaign, there's quite a lot of tools that are out there. And some of these will actually answer my question about the text. Measuring different amounts of text. So there's quite a lot on there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go on to exercise 1. Because I've talked for too long. I generally like to keep it within 20 minutes, and I've gone way far over. Exercise 1. Whoever's online. Is anybody online? Great. Okay. Exercise 1. I'll do it on here, if that's all right. Who is a key influencer? In this room, who's a key influencer?
No, you.
Me? Are you a key influencer?
I think I am.
You think you are? Okay, so would you happen to have do you have a Twitter feed?
Yeah.
Shall we test what is influencers? Because there's a couple of free tools that are out there which measure your influence in the social media sphere. Are you okay with this?
Sure.
Right, okay. So what we're going to use is a website called Klout. K-L-O-U-T, if you're interested. So this is quite a good way. Now, if I was a... Oh, dear.
If you guys remember in class, we talked about Twitter grader. So, same kind of concept.
K-L... Oh, dear.
I don't use it.
You've just had a very brief view of Mendeley now. Oh, come on. This is Mendeley while it's loading up, by the way. Mendeley is a free tool which you should go to mendeley.com, download it, install it. There's a web importer, there's a thing that sits in your bookmark tool. We nearly there? No, okay. So I'll show you, this is the guest lecture folder that I've done here. So within Klout, if I started out with my brand, okay, with my product, and let's say it is Joe's Muffins, I need to find out, for my strategy, who is the key influencers? Who knows the most about muffins? Who is Mr. Muffin? Okay? Who are the key people in this vertical? Okay? The vertical which is muffins, confectionery, and tools. Who are the people who've got the most clout, the most influence in the social media sphere? So the first thing that I do is look to who it is. Okay, so... Why is this not working?
Push refresh maybe.
This is not working well for I'm going to take the executive decision and work off exercise 1. We'll go on to exercise 2 instead, okay?
Try
Well,
and influence after all, right?
You are a key influencer,
Thank you very much.
but you're given a stay of execution
Excellent.
until all of you go to Clout and find out what he's actually got. So you need to find your Twitter tag or your Facebook profile, and what you do is you import it into Clout, and it will measure your tweets. The metric that they use is retweets, influence of the tweets that have gone out. If you put one tweet out with some really important information, if loads of people retweet that, you're an influencer, okay? Free tool, dead handy, use it, okay? Right, so I shall move on. Apologies for that, folks, but again, I will leave the...
What do you think about the fact that Justin Bieber is an influencer?
I think it's great. I think it's nothing that he knew about, and I think his rise to prominence and his rise to fame, he didn't know anything about in the first place. And the amount of people that have piggybacked this, one thing that we mentioned before about keywords, the amount of websites with Justin Bieber as a keyword, but not actually related to any of the content, is phenomenal. Okay, so it's actually an art. Question?
I was just going to mention, we were talking earlier about some campaign, how about the Whisper Bar. I brought to mind the whole Betty White thing to host Saturday Night Live in the US. There was like a whole Facebook campaign. Somebody brought it up, and she eventually hosted Saturday.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so again, do you think that was grassroots, or do you think this is something?
I thought it was grassroots, but who knows? It was huge. There was tons of people creating pages, but she's like super old school, so.
So you don't think she'd be linked in? Right, so you don't think she'd be linked in with that? Okay, valid point. I mean, there are plenty of campaigns. One thing that I do tell to my final year students is say, look, you know, I may be in this business, but I don't know every campaign. So a lot of times you get confronted with, have you heard about this? Have you heard about this? I have not, but I work off case study basis of significant ones. So unfortunately, I'm not the guy with my finger on the pulse, especially with the US-based ones. Well, that's good. You've identified it and using that critical theory as well. So exercise 1, unfortunately, has died a death. So when we talk about measurement for our American contingent, it's not new that practitioners have been looking at this. That academics have been looking at this. I mean, there's a couple of different authors, like Phil is absolutely key one. This is one that I'm going to go through later. You really need to get to grips with some of his papers. Quite innovative. I believe he's leaving university to become a full-time author. I just found out this week. Pelgrovia did some really, really good stuff on electronic word of mouth and metrics of that. Pfeiffer and Zimbar have done some stuff on Web 2.0 measurements. Fantastic. I'll leave all of these papers in the Mendeley folder for you, okay? So don't worry about taking them down. So, one thing that this social media platform has done, it's kind of redefined this return on investment. Okay? So traditional marketing budgets, you'd dump some money in, you'd make some stuff, you'd put some stuff out there, and then you'd sell some stuff. Right? Old model. Nowadays, you'll create something, you'll measure virtually every proponent, every customer behavior on that site, on that social media platform. So it's redefined this return on investment to what I like to call return on involvement. Okay? So if you get involved in your social media platform with these people, there's a return off that. Okay? If you're seen as a positively proactive brand on Twitter, on Facebook, people are involved in you. And that vote, it's that nudge from your mate. You know, you feel a lot better. That brand advocacy works fantastic. It also entitles a lot of relationship marketing. Traditional thought on relationship marketing was right, okay, you have to establish the relationship with the customer. This is a key way of doing it. We couldn't do this in the past. Well, you could do it through various ways, discounts and kind of post-purchase customer service, post-customer interaction. But social media can do that. I was on my way to fly back to Dublin for Christmas last year. And my train was running late. I thought the plane was going to be late as well. I went onto Twitter. I tweeted Manchester Airport. It tweeted me back and said, your plane is approximately 25 minutes late. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Fantastic, right? Post-purchase, you buy something. It doesn't work. Who do you tell? Thousands of people, right? It's the disgruntled customer model. You buy something, you think it's great, you'll tell 1,000 people. You buy something that's crap and doesn't work, you tell 10,000 people. Okay? So that relationship marketing, again, involved with social media. And then, as we mentioned before, the impact in modern marketing budgets. Cost per click, cost per acquisition, cost per interaction, cost per conversion. Okay? A lot of these new metrics have come in and they're the mainstay of top line budgets. Okay?